This is Opposite Attractions, Season 3, Episode 4. Jungle Rhythm! The challenge, a jungle-themed attraction.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the world-famous Opposite Attractions podcast. I am your skipper for the evening, Scottye Moore, and joining me as always is my skipper in training, Mr. Jim Murphy.
And we're actually going into the jungle this time.
Oh, yeah.
For once.
We're actually going, welcome to the jungle! We got fun and games! Or in my case, we got booze!
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah.
I forgot about what you told me, yes.
Well, no, you helped me come up with it, but we'll get to that when we get to it. But apparently, is it time for everyone's favorite show within a show?
Yeah, so Pass Fast is our show within a show. It's basically about things I would never ever ride.
Pass Fast.
And, so apparently...
Wait, hold on. Can I guess what this week's Pass Fast is about? Because
I
saw something earlier today on Insider, which is one of those, like, Facebook will just show you random stuff pages. And this one's at Knott's Berry Farm.
No, but I will write this down for...
Oh! Okay, this is a double Pass Fast. It is home to California's first and only dive roller coaster.
Oh, is that the 96-degree drop one?
Yes, it's got a 96-degree drop. And, like, I think you're sitting, but it does look... It's straight up, some of the videos look like there are people standing up on this ride, and I'm like, yeah, no, you had me until that. Because I think it's, like, surfing themed, and I'm like, no... Don't you stand me up for this horror you're about to put my body through.
Yeah, I can't remember what that's called. I saw that, though.
Yeah. Okay, so
Six Flags Great America.
Oh no.
They have a looping attraction. I'll get into why it's not called a roller coaster, but it's called the Mardi Gras Hangover.
Okay, I'm already loving it.
It is literally, I thought you would. It is literally a giant circle of track. That is it.
Wait, so, what?
So at state fairs how they have like the pirate wheel.
Yeah.
And so it's just you go up and you end up spinning around. It's basically that, but on a roller coaster track.
Oh no,
you go back and forth and around. And they're saying that it's a roller coaster, but most roller coaster enthusiasts are like, there's no lift hill, there's no launch, so fuck you and your roller coaster.
I want us to bring a pretentious roller coaster person on here.
So it is a looping attraction, not so much a roller coaster. But the thing about this one is that the seats don't all face the same direction.
Nope.
It's like you're sitting at a booth at an Applebee's. Riding this thing so that when you're going forward, there's a person staring at you and they are going backward.
Nope.
I think they said it goes upside down like 6 times, but it's literally just a 100-foot circle.
I prefer, and I guess I might use this for a ride later in the season. I prefer the idea that you're actually in an Applebee's booth.
It does look like it. I mean, it really does look like it. It is 4 people. It holds, I think they said it holds 32 riders, like 8 sets of 4. And then you just literally just loop in a circle and it just goes back and forth like you're on an old pirate wheel.
Well, no. Mine is actually going to be inside of a real Applebee's.
She's going to loop an Applebee's.
Yeah. And while you're
not Braun Strowman flip it.
While you're waiting for your meal, they're just like, all right, well, that'll be out in about 15 minutes. Oh, fuck. And then you're looping for 15 minutes in your Applebee's booth. Although, when they have, like, their $5 was it $2 or $5 margaritas they had at Applebee's that one time? Because
don't look at me on that one.
That'll be enough to destroy a man. Although, from what I've seen online, I did see a video of someone making the $5 margaritas, and it was literally just a 5-gallon bucket, and they were just pouring water into it, tequila, and then margarita mix. And I was like, this is a sham. How dare you?
Yeah, people are apparently very upset that they're calling it a roller coaster. I find that hilarious.
Yeah, the internet always finds something to be
Hey,
upset
I'm
about.
a pretentious theme park person, and I'm in agreement with them saying it's not a roller coaster. I feel like you should have a something more than just a circle of track.
You need to
That
have
doesn't work.
something more than a confused Ferris wheel. So yeah, I no, I'm straight up with you guys. I do not think that's a roller coaster. I think a roller coaster is like an adventure. It's like an experience. Whereas this is more like, hey, we're gonna make you vomit
And the PR people are like, "There's a really great view if you just choose to look out to the sides when you're 100 feet in the air upside down."
and moving. Well, hold on. Or is it really like a confused Ferris wheel and it slowly starts turning you upside down?
No, I don't think it's slow. I think you do move at a pretty good clip.
Yeah.
Maybe not as fast as like a full-on, full speed. Because I do think the point is that sometimes you go almost all the way up and then come all the way back. But
Yeah.
I don't know how they speed you up. I'm assuming there's something in the bottom.
I remember they had I'm not calling it an amusement park because it's not, because anything that's portable I consider not to be an amusement park.
It's a fair. You're at a fair
Yeah,
then.
yeah. This was in the parking lot of the Books A Million.
You're at a below average. It's not even a fair.
Yeah. And so they had one of the rides that I like to just call the fuck you ride, which is where they take a giant metal stick, put a bucket on the end of it that they put humans in. Then the other end has another bucket for more humans. And
Okay.
yeah, me and one of my friends got on it at that time. And it just flipped us upside down. And I just remember gravity banging my head against the top of it. Because that's the thing. Those are the most unsafe things in the entire world.
So, was it basically like an eighth of a Ferris wheel? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it's like an eighth of a Ferris wheel, but it went fast, so it was like a pendulum kind of ride. And
Okay.
so it would just shoot you up. It would hold you every once in a while, which was just the biggest pile of nope I ever had in my life. Because I would get flipped upside, and I was on a pseudo date. I was on with like a girl I'm trying to impress, and then I just remember
Screaming like a girl.
yeah, no. Also, it was like I tried my best not to swear in front of her because she was like a good Christian girl. And then we rode one of those rides that just spin you around like a blender. And I went, "Hey, you're awesome and all, but fuck, son of a bitch." So yeah, that was my horrible ride. And then of course I lost $80 on one of the scam fair rides. Not fair rides, fair games.
Yeah, I think I lost like 50 a couple last year at
Because
fair
there's
times.
because they're getting
I think it was balloons.
no, they're getting clever. They're getting clever nowadays because there are things like the balloons and the bottle, throw the ball at the bottle things and the basketball things that I'm like, okay, I've seen this before and it seems easy to rig. This was some weird dice game where you added up the dice and you had to hit 500 or something, and homeboy didn't know how to count, I think, because I would get 5 6s and he's like, awesome, you got 20, and I'm like, no, that's not that, dude. And that's when I should have stopped, but they're really good at scamming people. And that's the day I lost $80 to some creepy carnival barker.
Yeah, I think it was I think I spent 50
Yeah.
to get two poorly made plush minions.
Oh no, my boy. No, mine.
They're actually, I don't even want to use the word plush. They have the consistency of styrofoam.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yep. Those things are horrible. Yeah, on mine, I didn't get a fucking prize. because
they were fairly large. I mean, they were like this big.
Yeah,
I mean,
the alleged prize for mine was like $500, and that's why I played. And now, being a grown man, I realize that logically, they're not gonna give out $500 at the damn state fair. Probably shouldn't have played that bad boy for as much as I did.
I remember being like 7 years old and winning a Joe Cool, basically a Coke mirror.
A what?
Basically, you know Joe Cool, like Snoopy from Peanuts gang with the. It was basically that. It was a picture. It was basically a mirror with his face on it. It said Joe Cool, but it was like this big, so it was basically a Coke mirror.
It's good for doing Joe Cool Coke off of. Yeah, I what was my minion thing? I once won like an inappropriately large amount of minion stuff. Like at an arcade.
Well, you did work at Universal, I mean.
No. This wasn't even Universal, my boy. This was some random arcade, and I won a bunch of tickets, and they're like, what would you like? And I'm like, oh, is that a set of 4 Minions shot glasses? Yes, I'd like those. I want the stuffed Minions. Can I have those Minions novelty pencils behind you? Like, I emptied their ass out on Minions things, and then I just ended up using them for a Dirty Santa gift later in the year. So Jim Murphy, this is a podcast that's bad at talking about what it's actually about. Because we are a show all about building our own theme park. And of course, for those...
We can probably do better than a state fair.
We definitely do better than the Books A Million State Fair of Shame. And of course, you know, we've had Apex, the superhero... superhero theme park. Vista, the streaming theme park. This season, we said, fuck it. It's a whatever theme park. Just do whatever you want.
It is us versus it is host versus host.
It's spy versus spy. And last week you had given us the challenge to I got jungle fever, you got jungle fever, to make a jungle ride. So Jim Murphy, hit me with your best shot because mine's coming.
Okay, so my attraction is called Jim's Apparently Amazing Jungle Adventure, and it stars me.
Oh, fuck. This is a me move.
Yeah. It is a slow-moving, hanging ride-through, kind of like Peter Pan's Flight. That's what I'm going for there. Basically, it is you travel through scenes that depict a trip that I took to a jungle, to basically into a jungle. Mm-hmm. I do the narration for the ride, but and I also do the video for the pre-show. But it's very obvious that I'm a complete idiot.
Oh, okay.
So basically, I wanted to do like if... What did I think? How did I do this earlier? Like if Cave Johnson made a theme park.
Oh, fuck,
Slightly that, but more like really dumb. Basically, I treat everything as though I am like a world-renowned adventurer, but the actual ride itself, all the scenes are like what really happened, and it's not anywhere close to what I'm saying it is.
Oh, yeah. So like you're running away from a raptor.
Yeah, so it's so first off, the queue is broken into essentially 3 sections. Mm-hmm. There's the exhibit section that's on the 2nd floor that is basically like stuff that I supposedly brought back from the jungle.
Yeah.
But if anything in any of the exhibits says that I explicitly brought it back, you can tell that it was like bought at a cheap store.
Yeah.
So that's basically like the 2nd floor exhibit section. The 1st floor is basically a series of switchback ramps that take you up to the 2nd floor. Since it's like a hanging thing, you got to get up in the air eventually. So you're going up this ramp, and there's video screens everywhere. And on the video screens, there's like 2 videos to play. There's one that's like a general safety video, but then there's another one that's hosted by me.
Yeah.
That it was obviously filmed in the upstairs exhibit section before it was done, and you can tell that like people are still working in the background trying to put it together. And I come in and I'm basically like I like act like all egotistical.
Yeah. You're pulling a real Scottye Moore move this week.
Yeah. So like I basically tell people not to go onto your side of the park. I bring up the fact that I bring up the fact that you have a drink for kids that's named shit. I don't say that in the video, but I imply it.
Yeah.
So at one point at the end of the video, I basically want to show off something that I found at the jungle, and I'm like, no, just throw it at me. And the guy, like off screen, you see somebody chuck it at me, and I drop it.
Yeah.
And so but I'm like, no, I caught it before it hit the ground, and I hold it up, and it's obviously in two pieces.
Yeah.
And I'm like, where did I get this again? What village did I get this in? And the cameraman's like, the Mexico City airport.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can't even pronounce that. That's amazing.
No, even better, the Mexico Pavilion at Epcot.
So I say they have such crazy names for their villages, so many vowel sounds. You're really good at pronouncing that. What was that? Who was that one guy? Quetzalcoatl, Quetzalcoatl, Questbar.
Yeah.
So whenever you get up to this,
subtle plug for my shit. Thank you.
Whenever you get up into the second section of the pre-show, you actually see that statue, and it's obviously like in two pieces, and you can see like a really bad like sales tag on the back.
Yes.
So you get to the second part, and like there's more narration in this. It's basically talking about like, or there's little plaques that say like, in this area you can hear music that like I heard on my journey that I really liked. But it's obvious that every song is like as like a regular pop or rock song, but it's just done in like a jungle style with like steel drums and shit. But I act like they're all, but like my narration basically makes it sound like they're like historical, like native songs.
Yeah.
Also, let's see here. Let me go through. So I basically do the loading area spiel, which says it says the vehicle's like a flying vehicle. And I said, everything looks so much better from the canopies of the rainforest, and you don't know how incredibly large even the smallest bugs are. Mm-hmm. Please remember to keep your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the vehicle. You wouldn't want any bugs to get onto you. Don't worry though, they're mostly plastic. And then I said I wouldn't put real bugs in my attraction. And then there's like somebody basically like, you hear someone interrupt me over the monitor to tell me that they're real bugs.
Oh yeah.
And so then I'm like, no, like I said they're mostly plastic. I'm like, have fun. Mm-hmm. So then the back of the loading area would be a map that would supposedly mark all my like where I went on my journey. But if you look real close, it's just a map of San Francisco, where all the tourist destinations are just replaced with like foreign sounding names that still sound exactly like what they really are.
Yeah.
Let's see. So for the actual ride, you would see me that I would be basically dressed like a mixture of a Jungle Cruise skipper and the Joker from The Killing Joke.
That's perfect.
That's essentially how I'd look, and you would basically see me just like hiding in the background or whatever. But I actually came up with the scenes. There would be 9 scenes total, and there would be a slight drop between the 7th and the 8th scenes. And as follows, here they are, basically as what I say they are and what the actual scene is. So the first scene is me hiring a guide, but what you actually see is basically me getting mugged outside the airport.
Okay.
The second scene is that I'm visiting a local mystic shop and trying to get a relic of some importance, but it's actually me getting pickpocketed by the staff and being sold some fake that's being like mass produced in the back room.
Yeah. Thought you were gonna say you were at a Hot Topic.
No. The third scene is me fighting I say I'm fighting a snake, but it's actually my guide's almost getting eaten by a snake while I hide in the corner.
Yeah.
The fourth scene, I'm fending off a hippo, but it's basically me at like a zoo staring at a hippo from behind an electric fence. Mm-hmm. The fifth scene is that I quote-unquote discover an ancient temple, but what I don't notice is on the other side of the temple there's like families getting their picture taken.
Yeah.
Like it's a hot tourist area.
Or it's the last hole on a mini golf course.
It's exactly good. Yes. Let's see. Number 6. It's me saying that I'm making friends with monkeys, but it's actually like a Jeep with me and my guides on top of it, scared out of my mind while like monkeys, like try to attack the truck we're on. The 7th scene is that I'm sleeping in a rustic treehouse, but it's actually me in a sleeping bag, scared out of my mind, even though it's obviously that I'm in like a treehouse hotel.
Yeah.
And then you drop down the drop, and then the next scene is that it says basically I say that I'm befriending a local or a wild jungle cougar, but what you actually see is me trying to flirt with an older woman at a bar.
That's a good one. I like that. That's a good ending.
And well, there's the last one, and it's it says that I returned. I basically say that I'm returning to civilization as a hero, but it's just me getting mugged outside the airport again.
Okay, I'm down with that. And that, what was the full name? It was Jim's apparently.
Oh, it's basically called Jim's Apparently Amazing Jungle Adventure.
Yeah.
But if you look at the sign from the outside, the word apparently wouldn't be obvious, but it would be hidden like in the sign somehow.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't want to call it that because it's about me. But like it's basically like the people that built the ride are like, no, we got this.
It's apparently amazing. I don't know.
So you would come out of the exit, the unloading area, and there would be two gift shops, one on the second floor, one on the first floor. The second floor one would basically be like, look at what an idiot our boss is. And then the first one would actually be like more like normal. Like it would be like what I thought the ride was.
Yeah. As if you don't know that the second part exists.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. Like I never like I've never been on the ride ever.
Yeah.
Hell.
All right, so that's Jim's Apparently Amazing Jungle fucking Adventure. Now, I have to give you credit for part of mine because we were just riffing on Facebook the other day, and I think you came up with this concept of the Jungle Cruise, except the skipper is just like this fucking drunk-ass frat boy who's just like, what's up, dude? Well, there's a fucking hippo or some shit. What's up?
I don't remember that, but I'll have to go back and look at my notes.
It's all right. That's the idea that I came up with. But then I started writing it today, and obviously it is in fact called the world famous Jungle Booze, and it has a 2-drink minimum, and
I need to write these down.
And the special drink for the ride is basically just a flight of alcohol, because it's gonna have a real almost like, I don't know, almost like Soarin', where you're going to all these different countries, except it's all animatronic stuff, and you go.
Well, if you remember, in the real Jungle Cruise, you visit 4 rivers across 3 continents on a 3-week tour.
Yeah. Well, on this one, this ain't no fucking rivers. You just kind of end up going to like these places that were where famous liquors came from. So Irish whiskey, Scotch, tequila in Mexico, all of that. And so I actually did write out one, because obviously there will be variations like the real Jungle Cruise. There will be variations, but I have written out the script. So I just want you to close your eyes and just go on a fucking mind journey with me. You board your boat and there's a lovely man standing at the front sipping on a glass of something that's alcoholic. And finally, after you guys all get boarded up, he starts pulling you out. He starts pulling out.
So you're actually like, is it real alcohol, or is it, I want these people to actually be able to do the script correctly, fake alcohol?
I'm probably gonna say,
because you seem like the kind of person that would just be like, fuck it, let's give our employees liquor.
Well, firstly, yes, but I also we're gonna have very intense classes on training them to know a bit, like, how they say in yoga, child's pose is the most difficult position because you have to be able to admit to yourself that you need to chill out and go into child's pose. Well, that's kind of what we teach them, is you need to learn when to swap to the fake alcohol. So, all right, you get on the boat, and then finally he starts pulling out the port, and he goes, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the world-famous Jungle Booze. I'll be your bartender for the evening. That's bartender, not to be confused with chicken tenders. Main difference being that one goes in your body before you drink, and one goes in after. Okay, let's get started.
My applause signs across the room. I can't get it.
So, you start going down the thing. He starts going, you guys start kind of going down this nice river. He goes, now, like I said, you are all aboard the world-famous Jungle Booze, which is, of course, not to be confused with that weird old thing they try to get you to ride at Disney, Bob Iger. And I know. If I was ever possibly gonna get a job there, I just ruined it.
Well, it's better than Chopak. That dude's a robot.
Yeah. So you guys keep going through, and then you finally enter this like lovely wooded area. You hear not bagpipes. You hear like pan flute music playing, like a bunch of beautiful things. And he goes, "Okay, now we're gonna start things off in the world of Irish whiskey. After a few shots of this, your vision will definitely be doubling. Now, of course, as we look out at the sights of Ireland, if you look out the left of the boat, you'll see a traditional Catholic nativity scene. Now, I know it seems empty. That's just because it's damn impossible to find 3 wise men and a virgin in Ireland." And so, as he's talking about Irish whiskey, and a lovely Irish whiskey comes out, and then you can drink it, and that's your first drink of the night. And so then you start smelling like this beautiful burnt wood smell. This beautiful burnt wood smell coming into your nostrils. And he goes, "All right, now as we move on to the next country, ladies and gentlemen, let me remind you that you're not smelling Rome burning. You're actually smelling the country of Scotland, where the only thing that burns is their pee." Now, as you can see, each of you has a lovely glass of scotch in front of you, good for drinking it straight, making cocktails, and of course stripping paint off your car. Then that's when you have like a nice Highland Park, or you have a lovely Lagavulin scotch to take down. Alright, so now after this, the boat kind of starts going a little bit faster to get you out of Scotland. Like, you see all these funny things on the side, and there's more jokes, and then you rush out of Scotland. And you start going into the next world, and he goes, "All right, now forgive me for speeding up, but we need to start rushing things along here. Yes, that pure, unadulterated hand sanitizer smell can only mean one thing. It's vodka. Of course, famous for its use in Moscow mules, White Russians, and of course in my parents' divorce settlement."
Branson.
Yeah, in Branson. Now, of course, I was going to make a few jokes while we were here about Russian President Vladimir Putin, but that lovely man in the bushes over there informed me that that was probably a bad idea, and then you see a guy with a sniper rifle in a bush. So instead, I'm going to just sing the Russian national anthem, and then, like, it's straight up like what the fuck, Ivan Cole.
Nikolai Volkov.
Yeah, Nikolai Volkov in the 80s. The dude just starts singing the Russian national anthem. And then you see, like, this massive stone wall in front of you. And it looks like your path is blocked. Like, it looks like there's no way you can move on. And he goes, "All right, ladies and gentlemen, now it's time to sail into the world of Mexico. Looks like they attempted to stop us by building a wall, but luckily we're in a boat and can just sail the fuck around it. Now, if any of you have not enjoyed your time here on the world-famous Jungle Booze, just take a shot of that tequila in front of you, and I'm sure you'll forget everything by the time you get off the ship." And so that's when you go through, like, this lovely Mexican land. The Russian land also was very cold. I'm sorry, I'm getting bad at descriptions now. And then you go into, like, the Mexican area, and the Mexican area is very nice, but I realized, like, I wanted that. Because, Jungle Cruise has that awesome Aztec temple. I wanted something like that. And then I remembered that the oldest drink of all time was, of course, created by gods, which is why we are now entering the Temple of the Gods. All right, now on to one of the earliest liquors itself, the drink of the gods, mead. Now that's why we have to be very quiet, ladies and gentlemen, as we slip into the tomb of the ancient ones. It's where we'll find the last liquor on our tour, as long as we don't awaken any angry gods. I actually heard that Thor camps out around this place, so we need to keep things very low-key. Thank you.
I'm not even, I'm angry, but not even.
We've really swapped roles. I'm the one with the shitty jokes, and you're the one just making egotistical shots across the bow. And then, of course, you reach this point where you see, like, this holy grail-looking thing. The guy gets off the boat. Your bartender skipper gets off the boat to go grab the mead to give it to you guys. And then there's, like, this really cool lights show, and he ends up running out. And he grabs the mead, and he starts pouring it for everybody, and that's kind of your end. And that's when you start pulling back ashore. He goes, all right, now, I know a lot of you have noticed that we may have left out a few of your favorite liquors, and unfortunately, if we have, I guess you'll just have to gin and bear it. And then he goes, all right, now as we approach the shore, ladies and gentlemen, I can only hope that this ride has raised your confidence and, of course, lowered your standards. And to finish things up, a quote from Oscar Wilde. Everything in moderation, including moderation. And then you guys all get off the ship.
So it's 2 drinks before you even get on, and then once you get on, you get like 6 more.
It's 2 drinks.
5 more.
Well, I'm going to say half shots. So you get a half shot of tequila, a half shot of whiskey.
Still, it's 2 drinks to get on, and then you get more when you're there.
Well,
that's what you're saying.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no. You gonna get fucked up, my boy. This ride gonna take you down. I just wanted a dirty jungle cruise. I was like, I just want to be able to use all the jokes that I've wanted to use.
I think you succeeded.
I did it. Including a joke about fucking Bob Iger. Which is, of course, what we all aspire to do in our comedy world, is make a joke about fucking Bob Iger. Alright, so Jim Murphy, it's been an episode, but we gotta figure out the challenge for next week, and dun, dun, but the lights have just come down like it's Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Your challenge next week is to build a ride that is fucking spooky, I guess, or some shit. So make a spooky
2
ride.
weeks.
Oh, that's right. I guess we should tell everybody at home who's enjoying this delightful episode is the fact that you're going out of town next week. You're going to Surf City.
I'm going to the beach, basically.
Surf City, USA.
Surf City, USA.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's been an episode, Jim Murphy. Where can they find you on the internet?
I'm on Twitter at apparently smart, and all my tweets were stolen by Mitch Hedberg 20 years ago. So that's why you don't see me tweet ever.
And I
think of something and I go, damn it!
Yeah.
That hippie.
My entire Jungle Booze routine was stolen from fucking Mitch Hedberg. Yeah, and you can find me on Twitter at ScottyMo. That's SCOTTYEMO. And make sure to buy all my books on Amazon. Queasel Corp, which fucking Jim giving me that nice plug earlier for. The whole Queasel Corp trilogy is finally out, ladies and gentlemen. So make sure to pick it up for yourself. It's spelled QUEZALCORP. And, of course, BS versus the Gods. The book where me and my co-host on A Load of BS, Blake Tanner, we fight Grecian gods, have epic battles, and we also drink heavily, and that's basically the whole book. And of course, make sure to go to aloadofpurebs.com and check out all the other BS network programs, like A Load of BS I was just talking about, Fight Boys, the pro wrestling podcast, and then of course the brand new show Fun Fiction, where me and my best friend Brenna Clark, we look at different things. We've done Solo, we did Deadpool 2, I think this week we're doing Stranger Things, and we read fan fiction about it and try to come up with our own fan fiction and try to create this whole beautiful world of stuff just based off of media on Fun Fiction. So make sure to check that out. And make sure to check out all the older seasons of Opposite Attractions at opposite-attractions.com. Make sure to check out our superhero theme park Apex, the interactive theme park Vista, and then of course if you want to find us on Twitter, you can over at @show. That's spelled OPPATT SHOW. Are you down with OPP?